Welcome back to the Beginner's Guide. I don't even know what episode I'm on anymore. We're on an episode somewhere. It is what it is. I said last episode that I would either do crystal oscillators or bauxite. And I have decided we're going to be doing bauxite. So I've collected everything I need for it. We're just going to dump it right in. And we're going to send it right off. And now we can do aluminum. So that unlocks a new thing we can scan. So let's just do that. Let's see where the nearest bauxite is. Ignore the map. I did some stuff. I'll show you later. But for now, we're gonna get into aluminum. But yeah, the map is so cool looking at all this. Yeah, we have an issue here. It is really far away. So there's one there. There's one there. There's one there. Okay, so what we could do is collect it and bring it back to the base. I do know there's one over here too. We could go there. Either way, we're gonna collect it and bring it back to the base eventually. I think I want to set up a quick and dirty one right now. So that's gonna require some coal, and that's going to require some water. So we got to make sure we have all that. Let's hop on the train and head over there. I don't remember what I did between last episode and this episode. I just know I did quite a bit. The last episode we were doing what? Tractors? I think that's what we were doing. So we should have some tractors running. I'm going to put down a train here. I do have a train that runs on this line now, so we gotta be careful. In fact, it's that one right there. You saw it said copper train. I will show you that later. But for now, we're gonna go this way. Alright, now that we're back up here in the deadly red forest, we can rescan here. So let's look for bauxite. And there should be, okay, so there's one there, that's a normal. We have a pier over there, and we have an impure there. That's all it's really going to show us. The other important part is we're going to need coal. So let's see where that's at. We have impure, normal. So this spot might be good to do a simple factory. Yeah, that's probably good. We should probably double check everything that we're going to need here. So aluminum is made in the refinery here, and this is a two-step process, and it is complicated, and I'll show you why. So here we go. So we have alumina solution and we have aluminum scrap. We have to start with the solution. So that requires 120 bauxite and 180 water. We produce 120 solution and 50 silica. Pretty simple. It's not bad. So then you move on to the next step and you go to aluminum scrap. That's 240 alumina solution and 120 coal. And you produce quite a bit of aluminum scrap actually. That's a nice number. And then 120 water. So we have a byproduct. That throws a wrench in everything right there. So a nice way to do this, and since we're only setting up a temporary one, we need 240 bauxite, and we need 120 coal. So a normal node will be sufficient. Now we just got to make sure we're near water. And then the silica, we're actually going to sink it. We might actually bring some silica up. But I'll show you that step later. Well, I can probably show it to you now. So in the assembler, one of the things we need is alclad aluminum sheets. And that's, oops, sorry, it's not that one. Which one is it? Oh, it's the foundry. I'm dumb. So in the foundry, to make aluminum ingots, it's the aluminum scrap plus silica. We don't produce enough silica to make the aluminum ingots. So we're going to have to bring some quartz up here and take care of that. So from the aluminum ingots, we can combine aluminum ingots and copper ingots to produce alkali aluminum sheets. this is what's used for Mark V conveyor belts. That's what we want. And the other item we can make is the aluminum casing, which is a lot of aluminum to make very few casings. This isn't a lot. So that's kind of what we have to do here. So let's go look for that bauxite again, because that's where we're going to set up. It should be right over here. It's right there. I'm really hoping I don't have any nasty guys over here. So we're probably going to want to throw on our parachute and hope we don't run into a uranium hog. I don't even see the bauxite. Oh, it's right there. Okay. So we got to be careful here, because that's not too bad. That guy is nasty if I let him get nasty. But we'll just take out this guy before we get... Oh, he's coming up here. Alright. Come on, boy. Oh, you can't get me? Yeah. Die. Are you dead? Nope, you're not dead. Now you're dead. So, remember, we can sneak up on these guys. But we have to be careful because we're near water. We might start swimming. And then he sees us anyways. There we go. So you crouch up to them. Just remember that little tip. Crouch up and they won't see you. Now the question is, we are near uranium. So we will get irradiated if we go this way. There is a uranium hog over there. That's what I didn't want to see, and he's by the coal, isn't he? That's the coal I need, isn't it? What a jerk. Okay. This is fine. We'll make this work for now. So I'm going to set up a little platform, and we'll get prepared. So we set a miner mark 2 at 240 for bauxite. We're at water? I mean, we're around water, but I don't know if this is deep enough, so we're going to find out. I think that answers our question. It is not deep enough. And I didn't bring power, but I did at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense. These train tracks are really, really useful. In your transportation, just plop down a train station. And connect the rails. And now you have power. So we do have power over here now. Just to show you that it actually works. We have power. So yeah, the rails actually carry power on them. If you didn't know that, they carry power. You wouldn't need those power lines anymore. Which I think is cool, but at the same time, it's a little cheaty. I shouldn't be able to transfer power out of a train station, but I get why they did it the way they did. So, alright, we have our miner mark 2. It's gonna fill up, whatever. Now we need to get access to the coal, which is being guarded by a jerk. I'm gonna bring some power over here, so I can fight them while in the air. I also need to find a source of water, which is not going to be easy. Alright, let's take him on. He's dead. There we go. We took care of that guy. That wasn't even a problem. And now we have access to the coal. We just need a miner mark 2. Might as well power it. So let's see, yep, 120. That's exactly what we needed. And now we just have to figure out where we want to put all this stuff. Alright, so we do have some water nearby, but it's down in this river, which is super annoying. I don't know why I couldn't just build it in here, but I couldn't. It's fine. This is an annoying area. I don't like this area. It's also super dangerous and deadly, but it's fine. So Mark 3 is all we really need here. Nothing more than that. Let's just get this set up here real quick, and then we can worry about the water later. So we'll set up 2 refineries here. And we'll just set them up right next to each other. This will be the alumina solution. And it's pretty simple. We just need a ton of water and some bauxite. So actually we'll figure out what we need here. And this actually could line up along that. So that is right on this line here. Perfect. Yeah, sometimes just pre-planning a little bit helps a lot. And now we have bauxite coming into here. I have a bunch in my inventory. Kind of annoying. And we just need to power these so that they actually can get started carrying some. There we go. So they'll start holding it. We'll start producing some silica and alumina solution. Now, the nice thing about this is we just need one more refinery. This is on a normal node, by the way. So we got one more refinery here. We got aluminum scrap. We have to combine our 2 alumina solution together, which is totally fine. And then we need coal, and that'll come in separately. And this one only needs a Mark II. Then we need pipeline junction here. And then Mark I pipes is all we're going to need as well, since we're only dealing with 240. Pretty simple. I think I'm going to do white pipes because the alumina solution is pretty white. So we got that. That's our 240 alumina. Our coal, we're just going to drag down the side. Alright, there's our coal. We're just bringing in 120 coal. That's all we need. So that'll come and join up over here. Might as well power this and let this get started. I am right above radiation. Don't mind it. It's just right there. Not a big deal. So here we'll start accepting the coal. Once we start producing the alumina, we'll do that as well. We do have water as a byproduct, so we're gonna have to think about this. So yeah, that part's gonna be the tough part here. So let's calculate this out properly here. So we have 180 water here. We have 180 water here. That's 360, which is more than one pipe can carry. And then we have 120 water coming out of here. So we need to extract 240 water from the river, which is simple enough. Alright, so what I like to do when I'm doing this is I'll set it one after the halfway point. And then I'm going to go to horizontal to vertical. I don't have a ladder. I need to put a ladder down. So we'll go horizontal to vertical. And we just come straight up the ladder. And this will work for all pipes. And then you go right at the center or wherever you put it. And you go from the edge, one over. And you got a perfectly straight pipe all the way up. I want that to be clean though. And now we can go back to straight mode and just start dragging the pipe to where we need to. That's how I like to set up my pipes. You can set them up however you want to. Okay, we need pipeline junction. Now we can line this up with the junction here. So, we have our water, which will color this color here. We need 240 to come in. So we have to go back over here. I don't like the clipping. I'll fix it. Oh, no. Ow. I forgot I don't have a parachute on me and I have no power. Okay, so here, we'll just drop in a couple overclocks to 240. And then we need to bring power over here. So now we'll actually have power. Alright, so now we got that powered. We will need a pump. So I'm just going to use a Mark II pump. As you can see, it will come up all the way. I'll put it at the bottom here. Now, you got to be careful here. We learned something new. You see how I'm highlighting it and that pipe is going to the center of the pump? That's not good. Both sides are doing that. So we're going to delete those lines and we're going to replace them. So when you hover over them to delete it, it goes to the end of the pump instead of the center. That's a lot better practice. Make sure you're doing that if you can. That helps a lot with the fluids in this game for some reason. But yeah, we can start pumping the water, 240 per minute. And then we are gonna have to learn how to deal with our byproducts, which I can teach you a very simple way on how to deal with it. I'm just gonna destroy a couple things. There we go, a floating balloon. Alright, so now we should be getting water, but we still have a byproduct to deal with. We still have the excess water from here that we need to figure out what to do with. The easiest thing is to cycle it back into here. But how do you do that in a consistent manner? That's a great question. So, we have 240 coming in. We need 180 to go both directions. What the pump's going to do is it's going to send 120 this way and 120 this way. In fact, I don't even need this. I don't even know why I have that. I just need it to be straight like that. So, our pipeline is going to balance this. We're not producing enough water to perfectly balance it. It's 180, 180, which is fine. So what we'll do is we're going to grab a pipeline junction, and I don't know where the pipe hole comes out of. Okay, so it's right there. The same side as that. So it's going to be we're just going to put it here because it doesn't matter. So what we're going to do is put one facing vertical like that. And then we're going to want to get underneath and bring in a pipe. But what we'll do first is we'll go open up the area over here, because I don't remember where this is. So we'll go here, grab a pipe, and then we'll come underneath the system. And horizontal to vertical is a great way to go about this. Sometimes. I don't know why it's doing what it's trying to do. Yeah, that's really dumb. Okay, so sometimes it doesn't like you. Like it doesn't like me right now. So we'll start on the other end here. So we know the pipe is right there. And that looks nice. Perfect. We'll just drag this along. And try to get as close as we can to here. And hope that works. That is good enough. This is just a temporary setup, but this is what we want to do here. So we'll cover that up again. And then we just need one step here. And we don't want the water to flow backwards, so we're going to put in a pump right here, pushing upwards. I'm going to send a power line here. You can make it look better if you want. That's what I'm going to do. So we're going to force the water to come up this way, that additional 120. And it's going to try to go both ways, but it's going to overflow this pipe, which means we'll send what we need over here. The 120 plus it'll send us 60 over this way. And then 180 will stay over here. And since we did it from the bottom, this will always take priority over this. I don't know why it works that way, but if you push it from the bottom, that takes priority over anything above it. I couldn't explain why that is. And it's not working because we're full on aluminum scrap. So for now, I'll just give you an example here. I'm just going to start sinking all of my scraps just so you can see what the heck is going on. So, we're producing water. This will never backfill because we're going to be pushing it all up into here first. So we should never see this empty. And we should never see that fill up. This is only slowing down because the alumina solution was full. Oh, we're going to have silica too as a byproduct. Yeah, okay, so this is going to eventually completely fill up and we won't be able to deal with it because the silica is also going to backfill. It's fine. I'm just trying to give you an example of what's happening here. So this is never filling up. That's exactly what we want. This is always staying full, or at least relatively full. It's pretty close. So that's the simplest way to handle bauxite. Now we do need to make... I'm just going to turn those white just so I know that they're done. We need to make some foundries here because we need to make some aluminum ingots. So let's start here. Let's figure out what we need. So aluminum ingots is going to be 90 aluminum scraps and 75 silica per minute. We're producing 360, so that is 4 of these bad boys, which doesn't fit in this area because of course. It might be best to handle it over here. So remember, we'll do the aluminum ingots and then we'll middle mouse click so that we copy it. And then we'll simply put in conveyor lift for the aluminum scraps. And connect them all together. And then we're also going to need to do a splitter line for the silica. So we know we're producing, what is it, 50 on each of these. We're producing 50 per minute on each of these. So that's 100. But we require 75 on all of these. So 75 times 4. Oh my goodness, is 300, and we're producing 100, so we need 200 still. We need some quartz. Let's put it that way. We need some quartz. So this is going to pause because our silica is completely full. That's fine. Not a big deal. We're just going to live with it. So that means I can actually delete this and connect it. Because we're not producing anyways. And we're not going to start producing until we take care of that silica. So since we know we're already producing 100 silica, we just need to produce 200. Which a simple check here. That's 200 divided by 37.5 is 5.3. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's annoying. That's an annoying number. So we could set up a simple constructor here and make sure we set it so it's at 50. And we could do 4 of these. So now we just need to find some raw quartz around here. So the nearest raw quartz I think is right over here. It's one of these areas. Yeah. Okay, that's kind of annoying. So that's down in a cave, so that's not going to help me. These are my 2 that I need to work with here. I only need 1, and I only need the normal. So I'm gonna have to set up a line to get that. But for now, we could hook up some power. I'll have to go get that quartz and bring it over here. So after that, we'll have 60, 120, 240 of the aluminum. So we can figure out what we want to do with that. And the other thing we're going to need is copper. So I should try to find a copper nearby. Let's see where that's at. The nearest copper is right there. Perfect. So quartz is there, copper is there. I will make that work. I like that. I like that a lot. And this is pretty simple. So that's 90, that's 150, that's 240, so that's perfect. Now all we need to do is connect everything up. And then go get the copper and the quartz over here. Alrighty, we're just about ready to hook everything up. So here's the quartz. We'll just hook that right up into here. And then I didn't need to bring this all the way down, but I did, which is fine. We'll just come back over like that. And then we'll hook up the copper. So the copper is all hooked up now. And then the nice and easy thing about this is now we can bring these up, merge them together, connect all this together, and then we will want to put a lift here, and that's exactly right. Now we just hook them up. So the silica should be leaving here, which means we should start producing some alumina solution. And the alumina solution will start coming in here, which means we'll produce aluminum scrap. And the aluminum scrap will start filling up our foundries along with the silica. We'll start producing some aluminum ingots. So now we'll start producing some casings and some alclad aluminum sheets, and everything is up and running. We have the copper producing, we have, yeah, everything's running. So this is great. So once the quartz catches up, so this one's got to fill up, then this one, yeah, everything will be running at perfect efficiency. Once it all is completely warmed up, it'll take a little bit before that happens, but yeah, this is what we needed. And now we're producing aluminum. It seems complicated, but it really isn't. The biggest step is this right here. Being able to properly manage your water byproduct is the most difficult step of aluminum. Everything else is basic stuff you've done before. There is an alternate recipe where it doesn't require silica to make these aluminum ingots, but you do produce less. You can use that too. That's completely fine, and you can just sink the silica that you produce over here. I wanted to use this recipe because I didn't really want to sit and wait for a hard drive. That's just me. But yeah, we are now producing, if we can actually check in our inventory here, we are producing casings and aluminum sheets. We're golden. We're good. So if we look at the map here, I did have to run a weird route, but it's fine. It's completely fine. We have a temporary aluminum factory up here. This is to get myself Mark V. This is to get myself the sheets so I can actually make Mark V belts. Alright, we're heading back into the base. This base looks so cool. I love it, what I got so far. So we'll want to slow down so we don't collide with any trains. You got to be very careful what's heading this way, because I think Quartz is actually approaching. No, I think it might be leaving. Okay, we're good. We'll actually jump out. You can actually see what I built here, but Yeah, so we'll look at this here pretty soon. Wanted to show you, or I wanted to submit the Mark V milestone. So right here, Logistics Mark V, which is literally just aluminum sheets and a bunch of other stuff. So let's grab the reinforced iron plates. We have to grab 600 of these, which I'm gonna have to wait for that to fill up. And we need 200 of these aluminum sheets, no biggie. And then we need 400 encased industrial beams. Not a big deal there. I've grabbed 500 for some reason, don't ask. And then there's 100. Now we can submit all of this and send it off. Mark V conveyor belts. So Mark V conveyor belts are really nice. We can transport up to 780 resources per minute, which is really good. The biggest problem with Mark V conveyor belts right now is we only have Mark II miners. And so the maximum we can extract from a Mark II miner is 600 on a pier node. So no matter what, our limit is 600 from a miner. But we can handle that now. It's so good. So yeah, you're looking at this here. I tried a little design on that wall there. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm going to keep it for sure. But there is something I needed to show. So we'll hop on this copper train here. This train will show us the first step. This is my new copper factory I'm building. But I want to show you where I'm extracting from. So we'll just hop in the train. I'll try to explain this this calculation that I have here. So while this is trying to load, I'll try to explain this. I don't know why that's full, but it's fine. Okay, so here we have round trip duration. I timed it. You have to time it with a stopwatch. It's really stupid. 4 minutes, 43 seconds. So I just rounded up to 5. So the number of cars equals output times round trip duration divided by volume. So that'll be 900 per minute. We're extracting 900 per minute divided by 60 because we want it in seconds times 300 seconds. So that's 5 minutes. 300 seconds divided by, this is the volume, is the stack size. So ore is 100 and we can hold 32 stacks in a train. That gave us an answer of like 1.4. I have 3 of these. It's not a big deal. So I always have more. It's fine. But yeah, we'll take this train back to the hub and I'll show you how it connects. But that's the calculation you can use to determine how many cars you need. But the thing is, you have to do a stopwatch calculation of how long the trip will take. I think that's something the game should already include, is the duration of a round trip. And Satisfactory developers, if you're watching this, I think that'd be an easy thing you could do in this train menu here. So we got the timetable. There should be like a route, an average route duration right here, and just give us a time. I think that'd be pretty simple to accomplish. So that is one of my requests. I think Satisfactory should definitely do it. Will they? I have no idea. So we come over this way. This is really cool though, going in between the buildings. I love it. And we come up the hill here because we don't want our junctions too close to each other. So the junction is actually right here. This is where the junction is. Then we come back around the back side. And we have 2 different stops here. So the copper goes to the left here. And we'll pull into the train station here. So yep, that'll pull into the train station. Gets extracted. I have a recipe that I'm using, which is this pure copper ingot recipe. So since I double overclock this, We're doing a little bit extra, but here I can show you one where it's not that. So if you put down a refinery, if you have this alternate recipe, this is a great recipe. You do this pure copper ingot right here. It's 15 copper ore and just a tiny bit of water produces 37.5 copper ingots. You more than double your copper ingots that you're producing. Then that's really good. It's a really good recipe. So we're bringing in 900 copper ore. So when I did the math, I would need 60 refineries. And I was like, hell no, I ain't doing that. So instead, I double overclocked them. So I only had to put down 30 of them. And that's this whole line right here. So they're all double overclocked. And we have 30 of these refineries. If you do the math, 30 times 75 is 2,250 copper ingots per minute. And I wanted to decide what I was going to do with all this. So I said I'll set up 90 constructors of wire to produce 2,700. And I'll produce 45 constructors of the copper sheets to produce 450 of those. And then from the wire, I'll produce 25 constructors of cables. That takes 750, or that produces 750. So if we come over here, 90 wire is 1,350 ingots. 45 sheets is 900 ingots. That adds up to 2,250. And the cables is 1,500 wire. We're producing a ton of wire. We're producing 2,700. So I just determined that 6 refineries per set is a Mark IV belt. That's what it can carry. And that is what we're doing. So if we go up 2 floors, that's our train station. We go up to this floor. This floor is just wire. This is 90 constructors of wire. Look at how much wire is flowing. That is insane. So these wires over here are flowing into cables. These wires over here are currently not being used for anything. They're just going straight to the sink. If I need it for anything, I'll use it. But the reason why I did this is I can upgrade this factory when it's time to do nuclear pasta, which the nuclear pasta is this item right here. We're not there yet. This factory can be changed to do that. So on this floor, we have 45 constructors of copper sheets, and we currently have nothing to do with it yet. We will later, but currently we don't. So we're just sending that to the sink. And then the wires all come over here into cables. And again, we currently have nothing to do with cables. We will very soon, in a future episode very soon. And that is all coming into these sinks here. And we're just sinking everything. It's fine for now. I can adjust everything to when I need them. So I just wanted to build it so that it's running. And it is. That's great. So then we also got this quartz factory here, which I'm really hoping that quartz train is here. It's coming here soon. It's not. It is at the exact opposite location I want it to be. But that's fine. I will explain this. So this one's a little bit weird. That's why I did the copper one first, because this one's a little bit weird. I determined that I can bring in 1,050 quartz. I have a pure, a normal, impure. Problem is, I didn't have Mark V belts. That's why we did aluminum today. I didn't have Mark V belts. So I was going to make 24 constructors worth of quartz crystals. That's 900 quartz. And then 6.67 of the silica. So that'd be 150 quartz. So we'd be producing 540 crystals and 250 silica. And then I was going to use the crystals to produce crystal oscillators. I wanted to make 15 of those per minute. That's a lot. It is a lot. But it'll be useful in the future. Plus, I use all my light blueprints need the ceiling lights here need crystal oscillators. It needs 4 at a time, which is a lot. So I want to produce a bunch. So that's going to be 270 quartz crystals. That's half the quartz crystals already. And 225 cables, so I can just pull from that building over there. And 37.5 reinforced iron plates, which I don't have. I have to produce those. And I was going to produce them here, or I might produce them over at the iron factory. But I just calculated what I need there. So down here we got our quartz crystals. These 4 lines here are the quartz crystals, and these are the silica. And since I have nothing to do with them yet, they just go to sinks. But yeah, just because I don't have anything to do with it yet. But what I do need to do, and since I just got Mark V belts, is we do need to hop on the quartz train and upgrade one of our belts to a Mark V. But yeah, I'll show you the train ride over there too, because that was really fun. So yeah, this place is coming together. I know it seems like I'm doing a lot off camera, but trust me, this is a lot of like kind of gritty work. I'm not doing anything new that you haven't seen before. I'm doing stuff that I've already showed you, and I don't think there's no point in showing you again. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, building that building takes a long time. Putting down 90 constructors, do you really want to watch that? I don't think so. So I cut that out. It doesn't need to be a part of the video. So let's go to the quartz factory. Or the quartz extraction. So yeah, we can see the train right here. We can utilize these train highways, which is beautiful. This is why I say build the train highways. This saves you so much time. You don't have to build multiple lines for everything. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. Okay, so that was great. We hit the block signal because the plastic train was going through. Love to see examples like that. I love seeing examples. It didn't need to do that. I should just put path signals on those, and I might upgrade that to a path signal, because neither train would have needed to stop, since they wouldn't be crossing paths. But it is what it is. So like here, we actually go to the right. We don't take the same route as the copper train, because we're going down this set of tracks. And yeah, the quartz extraction is basically directly in front of us. It is where we built our temporary quartz factory that finally can get torn down. That took forever, by the way. It can finally get torn down. So we hop off here. And I did build a new blueprint for single tracks, so that looks pretty good. And now we are down here at the quartz factory. And so I did determine, I did the same thing with the cars here. I determined the number of cars that I needed. So round trip duration was about 4 minutes and 20 seconds. I just rounded this up to 5 minutes again. It's completely fine. Rounding up is a good thing. So number of cars equals output times round trip duration divided by volume. We're going to bring in 1050 divided by 60. So we're in items per second. Times 300 seconds, 5 minutes, we're rounding up again, divided by 100 per stack times 32 stacks in a car. We need 1.7 cars. I provided 3, completely fine. So let's go look at that's our normal one right here. This is extracting 300. We don't need to upgrade that. This one is our imp here. It is extracting 150. Don't need to upgrade that. And then over here is our pier. We are extracting 600. We just can't handle that. So let's do it now, because now we can handle it. And so I did split it from here. I sent 300 this way, 300 this way. And then from here, I split it again. So it'd be 150, 150, merged it back to the original line. So it'd be 450, And then 300 plus 150 is 450. And then just to ensure it, we will do Mark 5 here so it goes faster. And yeah, so I wanted to split these into 450 each. And then this one's just 150 because this will be for our silica. And these two will be for our 2 lines of quartz crystals. I did the junctions here instead of at the actual base because it was just a lot easier. So I built GG Fuel here, which is my Discord, by the way. Join my Discord, GG Club. Link in the description. Make sure you join it. I keep forgetting to put the link in the description. Holy crap. Maybe in the comment section. We'll see. Anyways, I built a little fuel station. I used these power switches to look like the gas pumps. But what we have here is there's a truck station back here that is loading coal. So I have a little door here. So this truck station here is actually accepting coal. So we're unloading coal here. And it's going into a storage system. And then this is loading it into another one that's the gas station. And this is the one that will refuel everything. And we don't want anything to unload from here. So we're going to set this to load. This will remain empty at all times. It is only fuel. So that's how you do it. You need one truck station to unload. And then you need one truck station to load with nothing in it and just provide fuel. Otherwise, you're just going to start unloading your vehicles at these truck stations, and it's going to be stupid. You don't want to do that. So yeah, here is the fuel. So this truck brings the fuel here. So yeah, that's our fuel truck. And you'll see it actually unloads here. And this one actually brings the fuel from up the hill there. So where we had our coal getting delivered to these fuel stations, that's where they're grabbing it. And then I'm just having it deliver it down to this gas station, so it's a lot closer. And now all I have to do is when I set up new trucks that don't go to the storage hub, I just send the trucks through here to get refueled. So I do plan to make some reinforced iron plates, or I'm going to bring some screws and iron plates, or make them over there and bring them to here to make the crystal oscillators, since I need the reinforced iron plates. I'm going to have to send a truck between them, because sending a train makes absolutely no sense. Sending a truck through the gas station makes a lot more sense, and I don't want to use belts. I don't want to use as many belts. I could use belts, but I think they look bad if you don't do it correctly. So, that's my plan. I hope you like my plan. I mean, it's kind of a complicated plan, but I hope you like it. But I'm going to set up some more trucks. I'm going to set up trucks to bring iron plates and screws to this factory here. This building's going to get taller too, because we need to set up reinforced iron plates on one level and then crystal oscillators on another. Yeah, I got some parking garages over here. I gotta make these look better. It's gonna take some time, but as you can see, I have been able to make some of the buildings look better. I mean, those look good. The green's kind of a little off-putting, but it is what it is. And then this building is, I still love this building. This is the greatest building I've built so far. So in the next episode, we're gonna do crystal oscillators, because we will need a ton of crystal oscillators for future items. And one of those future items is actually right here. This item here takes crystal oscillators. And then we also have in tier 9, we're gonna need a ton of crystal oscillators there too. So I think in between this episode and next, I'm going to try to work on these buildings some more. That one too. Just try to get this cleaned up. I'm going to expand the computers. I need a lot more computers. That one manufacturer has been working great so far, but it's not going to be enough. Because I just showed you that next milestone we got. This one, oh sorry, this one right here, radio control units, requires computers. Supercomputers requires computers. I think it's the assembly director system requires computers. Something. I think all of these requires computers. I'm not making enough. I really am not. And then we also have to... I mean, we could get into nuclear power if we really wanted to, but this advanced aluminum production, we gotta make this stuff here pretty soon. It's gonna be confusing. Turbo motors. That's a lot of stuff. This is a really difficult recipe. This is a really difficult recipe. We have a lot of episodes left. But in the meantime, I'm gonna work on these buildings, so we'll see what happens. But thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Aluminum's a lot easier than you think it is. Like, you just gotta know the tricks. And once you know the tricks, it's easy. But, yeah, I might set up a bigger aluminum factory as well, because this is just temporary. We can't be doing a temporary setup. We have to build a bigger aluminum factory. That'll come in time. But for now, this is where I'm leaving it off. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good one. See you next time.